and the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young.
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Flown letter. Peace.
Young
Be unto you.
TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, Rob, out to everybody that's tuned in, man. We're dropping shorts after shorts, showing these boys we've been putting it out. We've been doing it. We got receipts for days. We got like 15 shorts dropping every day, man. Stay tuned on the Anunnakis, all that. Now, we want to share our screen. Hey, we're going to take some questions and answers. But we don't hear nobody. We hear everybody talking about Ashtar Command. I mean, the Anunnakis. Keep in mind that they wasn't called the Anunnakis until they came to Earth. All right, let's get up out of here, man. We got to pull out that hard drive. Who else showed you the leaders of Ashtar Command? And nobody talking about Ashtar Command. And nobody talking about the storyline on these guys. Just can't find that picture. And like, hit that subscribe button. We about to crack heads. We know y'all up late. If you are in the Atlanta area, it's 12 o'clock, going on 12 o'clock. So bear with us. The other guys, they'll get it in the morning. The guys that ain't night guys, they'll get it in the morning. About to crack heads and twist caps, man. Nobody really talk about this guy named Val Thor, who was working for the government. Hey, y'all ever heard of a guy named Valiant Thor? What's taking this so long to load up here? We got a delay. She gonna try to make me hold out on my pictures. Yeah, hit me with that first extraterrestrial question. Somebody said extraterrestrial. They don't like how you said it. We put the tapes out on Riz. Where's Riz? We found Riz. We told you Adolf Hitler got caught shaking hands with the Greys and Ashtar Command. We told you about a guy named Billy Myers. These test tube, they want to starve me, man. Well, ain't it loading up? because we can view these pictures as a large file. Let's see what they got. Okay. We heard Billy Carson talking about Pleiades, star system, and about the planets up in there. I don't know why this thing won't load up now. Okay, let's see what's going on here. How it did. Wow, they won't even let this shit load up. We see Billy Carson talking about let's see if he'll do a new one. Come on, man. You gotta be kidding me. We showed you pictures of Enlil. People said that ain't Enlil. Well, then that means they know who the real Enlil, what the real Enlil look like. So produce us the real Enlil. We waiting. We're still waiting on it. Let's see if this load up, man. We showed you what the Natharu look like. Yeah, hey, we talking Billy Carson. We heard him on the Black Magic show talking about Pleiades. And the Pleiades star system. Hold on, I'm looking for pictures of the royal court. I think we're getting close right here. I don't know what's going on with these. Let's see if this shit load up. I don't know, man. Might have to scrap the pictures. But tonight, they see how they do me though. They know what's going on here. Okay, let's go back. Let's stop sharing our screen. They know what's going on here, man. They won't let me show my pictures. It's all right. It's all good. But we told you about Ashtar Command. Niggas still ain't mentioning Ashtar Command when they mention the Pleiades star system. Now keep in mind, Ashtar Command is not originally from the Pleiades, even though they call themselves the Pleiadians. They really don't have no home, really. They really know most in avatars. We already broke that down. A lot of this shit might go over your head. Extraterrestrials use avatars when they go to other planets that ain't conducive to their body type or what they breathe in the atmosphere. How many Pops books do I have? A lot of them. A lot. I got a lot of Pops books. All my books is in storage till I move though. If you go back to some of the old tapes, let's set the record straight tapes. I pull out some of the books or show my library on some of them old tapes. But all my books in storage now. Yeah, but some books you want to get by Pops. If you're talking about extraterrestrial shit, he got a whole bunch of them books. Like I like Man from Planet Riz, the Holy Tablets. You can read free in the link in the descriptions right now after the show. Just click on the links in the descriptions. You can read the Holy Tablets for free. All that's extraterrestrials in our midst is one of them. Or did I say Man for Planet Riz? Yeah, that's another one. Let's Set the Record Straight book is one you want to get to. Yeah, I broke down the Avatar movie already, Solomon. Go back and get that on the live side. You scroll down maybe about a year or two ago. You'll see that we broke that down. We broke that down. These about the Holy Tablets Volume 2, man. Yeah. We hope we might put that together. You know what I'm saying? The upgraded version, because it's more to it. The storyline. It's more stuff. It's a lot of stuff that Baba didn't put in there because he didn't want to scare some of y'all. He cut around it. Like he said, oh yeah, the Anunnakis, they was making beer He was going into it. Mother Ninty and them was drinking beer and they was having a party. He was going into it a little bit. But keep in mind, they wasn't called Anunnakis until they came to Key. To Earth was called Key at that point. And when the people who got sent down for the mission, they became known as the Anunnaki, right? Those who got sent down the Key. Now it was different species. People was asking. They was asking, was the 300 Gigis one type of species? No, the 300 Gigis were different types of species. In fact, on Nubaru, a lot of the Anunnakis were different types of species because on Nubaru, it was 144,000 of different types of species. The master teacher go in to talk about that in the Holy Tablets. So it was different species from different galaxies representing a galaxy. You had the Nomos, you had the Sasquatch, you had the Dewanis, you had the Coneheads, the Terus, you had the Denakos, the big head people that Yaku came from, right? That's another thing people missing about the Yaku story. Yaku was a crossbreed between two races. Yaku, his mother was a Conehead, and his dad was from these Denako people named Yishhak. He was the brother of the leader whose name was Fieldcore, right? And these people control the center of the planet right now. All right, so Rizq is in Elium. Elium, you might know it as, if you type it in on Google, as Lyra, the Lyra galaxy, right? Lyra galaxy. And it's about, well, if you try to fly there, it'll take you about 150 gazillion light years. But the Anunnakis had methods of when they was on this at first. Now they on a shar, what they call a shar. It's 3,600 years. But before then, they was on what they call an am. It was 25,920 years, if I'm not mistaken. That was 1 year to them at first, and they would go on this orbit from Riz back to around the galaxy, pretty much like because what Nubaru is, the planet-sized mothership, or Planet X, what they call it, is a huge mothership that's like a police station that goes around to all the galaxies. So Riz became one of the home planets that these people designed to live on. And the galaxy, like I said, you call in Lyra now, right? And you got other star systems over there, like the Vegas, where the plants come from. You got other star systems like Pleiades, all them star systems, and conclusive with the Lyran galaxy, right? So Riz was part of a tri-solar system which had 3 suns and 19 planets. Riz being the 8th planet that these Riskians is what they became called. And this is before before they came to Earth, before Alelu came to Earth, right? Because Riz got attacked prior to Alelu coming to Earth by these Dragonian reptilians. All right, so when the war broke out in heaven, there were 2 wars. That's why they say the old devil. The first war broke out on Riz between Murdoch, who is Enki's son, and Enki is a new son, the Most High, Raziel, the first. The war broke out between his right-hand man, who was Tanush, who was second in command, right, on their planet Riz. Now, like I say, Riz is the 8th planet in the 19th galaxy, Elium, which, like I say, you can type in Lyra, and that's what the galaxy is that they call it today. Riz had 3 Earth years for 1 year. So 1 day 3 Earth years for 1 day. So 1 day on Riz would be 1,095 days. That'll be 1 day. But then it's calculated in a higher time frame than that. I don't want to get you too it's calculated in a higher time frame than that, because 1 year to them was 25,000 and some change in years before they came to the new orbit. Yeah, the date is 2043. Yeah, 3 years. Do the math on it. 3 years, Earth years is 100. 1,095 days. That's how many. That's one day on risk. The way it rotates between these three suns. Right now, we have reason to believe that these Anunnakis can sun jump and go through the sun and come out on the other some kind of way and teleportate themselves to that dimension, and that dimension exists right here where we at right here. You know what I'm saying? This 19 galaxies, because this right here is a part of Lyra too. We are a part of Lyra, the Lyran galaxy too. That particular sector, right? He says the great 5-9 says all pseudo. What's all pseudo? You gotta come better than that. You just can't say shit pseudo no more. You gotta explain why you say it's pseudo, and then maybe we can come to an agreement. Because you're gonna say this pseudo if you're not part of a certain bloodline. Everything's gotta be pseudo to you if you're not part of a certain bloodline. If you don't have imagination and conversation don't rule the nation. Who told you that? Imagination rules the nation. Because you ain't had nothing to fucking talk about if it wasn't for imagination. So the story can't be proven. What story can't be proven? I couldn't even tell you about it if it wasn't some truth to it. Because the great 5, think of something that never existed. We'll wait. Think of something that never existed. Think of something that never existed. We'll wait. It ain't left up to me to prove nothing no more. I can tell you about it. Like I say, like we told you a long time ago. We can tell you about shit on Earth. You don't even believe shit on Earth. You wouldn't believe in aliens if they shitted in your back, took a shit in your backyard. Landed and took a shit in your backyard while you sitting right there smoking a blunt. And you say, no, that's pseudo. That's pseudo. Yeah, they could be hollering pseudo if an extraterrestrial landed right in the crack of his ass. He'll be still hollering pseudo. You got them niggas. So he'll reach you. But as I was saying, hopefully, the brother Great 5, hopefully extraterrestrials land in the crack of your ass one day. And then you say from that point on, oh yeah, man, some of that stuff might be some truth, some proof to what Young Elder's saying, because Grays landed right in my ass. Yeah, that's right. I saw a UFO. I done seen so many of them. It ain't even funny, because when you go to looking for them, you start to see them. Yeah, they could jump, because like you got to understand that this shit is dealing with it's on a bands and frequencies and channels. Bands, frequencies, and channels. Everything is on a certain wave of frequency. That's why just dealing with the radio, right? The radio, you could change your radio to a certain channel and it play on a certain frequency. And then you can change to FM and AM, right? FM and AM, them two different frequency waves. Well, the extraterrestrials know how to move on them waves. Hey, what up, Pequod? Everything in the system is made from the same substance, so there is no out there. Oh yeah, so he one of them flat earthers. When you say out there, what do you mean out there? I see you a flat earther based on your perspective. So the great 5, do you believe the earth is flat? I'm just trying to get what I'm dealing with, because they might be dealing with a crazy man. Yeah, I ain't got no problem with that. Great form. So you're not a flat earther. So you said there's no out there. What you mean by that? What you mean out there? You mean the moon you don't see the moon? Where's the moon? If if there's no out there, where's the moon? Or where's the sun? Where's the sun if there's no out there? The sun is 90 something million miles from the earth. Where's out there? I'm trying to get a concept as to explain it. Now, where you just said that there's no out there. So where's the sun? Is the sun out there or is the sun in here? Because you gotta come harder than it when you step in the ring to fight God. I'm trying to get your definition of out there. Because your planet is just a fucking dot in the galaxy. Not even a dot. It's smaller than a dot. It's like a grain of sand on a beach. And just in your galaxy. Church, oh yeah, you talking about when they that was alchemy though. Like it wasn't no magical type shit, right? It was these Egyptians, these ancient Egyptians, which was us. We knew about some mosquitoes that can lay dormant for a certain amount of thousands of years until oxygen come into the atmosphere. And then when they walk up in there, these poison, the oxygen hit the mosquitoes, wake them up. And now they got they poisonous mosquitoes with that we didn't engineer it a long time ago. See, what they want to keep you under the impression of is that the ancient Egyptians was in some kind of caveman or sandman type civilization. Nah, man, we was type 2 civilization before the Anunnakis came and stepped in and set us back and took all of our technology. And you can't get mad really because y'all was like kids with guns. It's like you was the 3-year-old that found the gun. So they had to step back in because at one point you was doing good. And then some kind of way along the line, and I know what happened, the reptilians. We're going to do a tape on the reptilians too. Hey, that's another perspective too, Mikael. That's another perspective too, because you got to think about the photon belt and think about what is real. Like I said on the last tape, what is real? REAL or REEL? Most like I ain't disagreeing with the 5 dude. I just want to see where he coming from when he says pseudo, because most people that be just hollering pseudo, they be dumbasses and just don't know nothing and did no research. So anything that they don't understand or overstand, they just automatically holler pseudo. So I just want to, when he say, you just can't come in and say pseudo no more, because that's just excuse for dumb niggas or retarded niggas or slow niggas to come in and escape a high level conversation. If the shit too high level, oh, that's pseudo because it's too high for me. That means what pseudo really means? It means in between. That's in between. That's what that means. When you go really do the research on it, it means that it's not solid, it's not liquid, it's not gas. It's in between the 3. Yeah. There's only 3 states of existence. So these being solid, liquid, and gas. So these beings exist in those states. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. That's a watch these niggas that come saying they when you trying to teach or something, and they say that, oh, that's pseudo. You got to get them to go, hey man, well, if it's pseudo, explain what's pseudo about it. Because and what's your definition of pseudo? Is it the shit that you just don't understand? Hey, ignorant means to ignore the facts. So he's saying that I'm ignoring the facts. The fact that if these beings didn't exist, how could you think of them? How could they draw them down? You think because they put them in a movie, they're not real? Where did they draw them down from? All these monsters and creatures and aliens and All these different aliens they got in these different movies. What did they draw them down from? Did they just made them up? Boy, I wish I could share my screen right now. Show you something. Let me show this pseudo. Show this pseudo guy something. You want to see some facts? Because we can't ignore the facts, right? Pseudo means to ignore the facts. We can't ignore the facts. Let's show you some. Man, they better not let me pull this shit up. Where is it? He says pseudo. Okay. I wanted to show you some of this, the cross references to some of the extraterrestrials that they, okay, like this right here. Let's see if it's gonna load up. All right, we'll do it like this. I don't know. I hope y'all can see these. We're gonna show him some pseudo. Now this what he'd call pseudo, right? If I show him these beings, hold up. Keep in mind, that's Enlil right there. We showed you Enlil. Somebody, if you say that ain't him, produce the real photos. We'll wait. And everybody showed us shit, but a bunch of bullshit. We'll get to that later. That's our Nana's girls. I want to show them this. My pseudo guy. Now, the ancestors, you got some ancestors called the Dogongs. Have you ever heard of them, my pseudo guy? Or the Dogong pseudo? The Dogong people. Or they pseudo? All right, the Dogong people. I don't know if you can see this right here. But these guys got balls on their chin. And they Dogon people. And they had these masks way before Man in Black came out. From our pseudo guy. Oh, let's go back. Oh. I don't know why it won't let me load this up. To bust this guy head, man. There you go, right there. All right, you see right here, say the bald Chinians. Now they put these guys in a movie. They put these guys in Man in Black. But you would say, oh, when I talk about the bald Chinians, they pseudo, right? That means it's not facts, right? Because they put it in the movie and they label it as comedy. But then if I go tell you your ancestors right here next to them, there's a picture of your ancestors right here next to them, right? They been had the balls on the chin. Man, I don't know if, man, they don't let me blow this up. You know how they be doing me. This is crazy. They won't even let me load the pictures up, bro. That's retarded. But I don't know if you can see this right here. But these are your ancestors, the Dogons. They got masks with balls on their chin. So what did this dude that put this movie together get this from? Quito Mutwa told y'all he wondered where they get the characters from these movies from, because our ancestors all talked about all the same characters they put in the movies. So the bald Chinians, all you gotta do is Google Dogon mask with balls on their chin, and you'll see that the Dogongs been had this shit. And before TV and camera was even invented, they was talking about people who came from Cyrus with balls on their chin. This is crazy. Why it won't let me load that up like that? That's crazy. Man, it won't let me load it up. I can't restart my computer right now. Let me see if it let me pull it up right here. I'm the first one that showed you that there was some guys with balls on their chin. Yo, watch this. The ancestors said that these people came from Cyrus. Look at this. They made pictures. They made masks of these people. A lot of the extraterrestrials you see in the movies. Here go the picture right here. The first picture. You can Google Dogong mask, balls on chin, and this what they're gonna show you right here. Right here. Now, where did the man in black get it from? But it's pseudo though, right? This shit's pseudo. Don't ever open your goddamn mouth to use the word pseudo without explaining why you saying that the shit is pseudo. Now I can go on and show you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put a whole tape together showing you extraterrestrials as in movies, then showing you your ancestors that like the Dogons and the Hopi tribe and the Navajos and the Washitas and the Armaks, who was saying that, oh yeah, these beings came from Cyrus and they looked like reptilians and they had horns on their head and they came out the water and they said that they were called the Nomos people, those who claim to know the most. Right? But that's pseudo though. So anything our ancestors told us that shit pseudo. When they got the mask, hell, some of them got even like Quita Mutua and them, they got skin from these grays, the gray aliens. But there's no out there though. From what he said, there's no out there. I got to get his definition of out there now. Because when you say out there goes 96 billion light years, and then we cross over to another universe. So out there, what you mean when you say out there? Because it's a long way out there. So he one of them ones that think we can't get out of the atmosphere. Only people that can't get out the atmosphere is babies. We've been going outside the atmosphere. Oh, explain the firmament. Man, you got a magnetic force field around your planet. If you understand magnetic force fields, you can get out of here easy. Extraterrestrials do it all the time. You know, you got an exit point. It's an exit point in that magnetic grid at the top of your planet, at the hole that goes down to a place called Shambhala, which is the world in the center of the earth. But that's pseudo too, right? Because they made a movie about it, right? That's pseudo. When a man named Admiral Byrd flew his plane down into the center of the earth. They made a whole bunch of movies about it called Journey to the Center of the Earth, but all that shit's pseudo. People like that will never make it out of here. Have I been out there besides when I go to sleep? Yeah, I can do it while I'm woke too. It's called daydreaming. What else you got? How did we get to Earth? You came here as gas particles. You the gas. You gas. That's what you are. You came here as light photon gas particles, hurling off into space. You get trapped you come into this atmosphere. Your mother breathed them dust particles and light particles in, and boom, there you are. A lot of y'all come from other galaxies as light being light particles and gas particles. You are the gas. You don't believe me? Let me cut your air off for 10 minutes. See if you still stay here. Let me cut your air off for 3-4 minutes. See if you stay here. So, hey, where do you go when we leave? Where do we go when we leave? The great five. Yeah, the mother's womb as gas. As gas. The mother's womb is the Stargate. But how did you really come here though? If you gas, when you say come here, five, are you referring to the physical body, or are you referring to the being that's driving the physical body? Because I think you're referring to your body. You came in your body through your mother. Your body came through your mother, but your spirit came through your father. That's the part y'all missing. Your spirit came through your father. Your body came through your mother. Break that down for me. I ain't trying to figure it out. I know you gas. I ain't gotta listen to the scientists. Your ass is gas. You don't believe me? Let me cut your air off for 3 minutes and see if you stay here. I don't need the scientists to tell me that. God is gas. Nah, eat the gas is what you are. So you talking about, you say, okay, yeah, I'm trying to figure out where the spirit of mine gas. We told you right in the beginning of your book. We breathed the breath. It's right there, man. See, a lot of y'all, I'm gonna tell you what, a lot of you pseudo niggas don't really we ain't totally against the Bible. It's a lot of information in the Bible that can explain a lot of the questions y'all ask. But since you pseudo niggas, you niggas so pseudo, and the Bible pseudo, and everything pseudo, you think it's because you niggas don't want to research. You rather just say pseudo. You know what I'm saying? So I believe we are gas. Now you ain't got to believe. I can make you believe if I punch you in your damn solar plex, knock your wind out, see, let your ass go down for a while. I'll just completely cut your air off. You'll figure out that we the gas. You'll figure out we gas, nigga, real fast. Well, why do you? So don't bring a great five. No offense, but don't bring your ass in here using the word pseudo, because you heard somebody on the street say that shit and it sounded cool. That shit don't sound cool. Pseudo don't sound cool no more. Pseudo sound like niggas that don't got imagination and don't do research and don't got an open mind. All right, well then you need to go do some more research, or let me cut your air off and then show you we the gas. I bet you if I cut your gas off, that's your ass. Now ain't that? Now you said that we heard somebody say pseudo is the ignorance. Ignorance means to ignore the fact. Now ain't that the facts? You can't ignore that fact that your ass is gas. You can't ignore that fact. I'm telling you. Yeah, well, I don't know. You sound like you. I mean, how old are you? What you about 15, 16 years old? And that's really a compliment if you're that age. Yeah, but like we were saying, sooner or later, great one. I mean, great one. We're gonna call you that. Great five. But you should change your name to Great One. Right? Great 5 through 9. That sounds slick now. Say he's 41 years old. So he's 5. Yeah, man, you might want to I think you part of that suit. You heard that shit in New York. Them niggas in New York started using that pseudo, and that was their way of escaping anything that they couldn't explain. Hey, what you got? I didn't see what you got, Commando. I was looking at my phone when you sent the super chat. What you did? What was your question? Let me go back up. Hold on, Commando. I got you, man. I didn't see it, man. Oh, there you go, right there. It says, "Is that really in Lil Son Bill?" That when Baba put that up and said that Bilal Phillips, we said that Bilal Phillips looked like Bill. Bilal Phillips to us is a descendant of this guy. He a descendant of Bill. That's what we saying. A lot of these people look like these people from the, like, a lot of y'all look like y'all ancestors. Like some of y'all look exactly like them. Like I said, that Bear Nanar, because and some people say, how you don't get to know all this, man? Because I was there. My memory came back. Some of y'all memories is starting to come back. Bell looked just like that dude, Bala Phillips. And Nino Brown or Wesley Snipes in New Jack City, he looked just like Nanar. He even had his haircut cut the same way, just like Nino Brown, and hence the name Nino Nano. You know what I'm saying? He looked just like that dude. Now you could tell I could tell some of my grandfather Nanar's children, like Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie is a descendant of Nanar. He looked like him. He looked like him, and he got some of them traits that come down, them dope dealing traits. I'm telling you, man. Nanar. Yeah, so a lot of y'all look like these people. Y'all look like Anu. Some of y'all may have some of Anu features. Some of y'all may have Inky features. Some of y'all may have Enlil features. My mother Anana features. Murdoch features. Because a lot of y'all are children of these people. So to answer your question, the 5 through 9 guy, you said, how do we get here? The earth is positioned. Now, this might go over your head, and you might think, oh, it's pseudo. Okay, you can't prove none of this. But just listen to me. When the planet is rotating through these 12 different star systems, the month that you're born in, right? You might be born in June this month, right? So the planet is lined up with the Gemini system, right? And there's a whole bunch of stars in the Gemini system. Keep in mind, light travels at 186,282 miles, I think, per second, right? So light is traveling towards this planet. That light is living beings, because you might not believe it, but beings exist on a microcosmic level all the way down to the atoms. The atoms are living, they're moving. What you consider living is something that's moving, I think. That's a definition that they gave us down here. Living is something that's moving, right? So atoms are constantly moving. These protons are constantly moving, and they're being hurled off into space. These photons, which is really not either gas or gas vibrating at a certain speed, right? As this gas hurl off into space, some of it comes into Earth's atmosphere and slows down, and becomes some of it, if slowed down slow enough, becomes dust particles. Or some of them they come in as these gas particles. Now, as y'all are breathing this in, you breathing these beings in. There's millions of beings that live inside of you. You call them cells. Billions of beings. Each cell is a living being. Each cell is alive. That's why they can invite a host. That's why cells can have a host. Because like certain types of the B, we got to say the B word or the V word, because they don't know how they be doing. The V word and the V word need a host, and it uses your cells as host. But we can go back all the way up. I don't want to go too far down. I'm just saying, you come here as gas, and then your mother breathes you in, and then you formed as a gas in your mother's womb, right? With the help of your dad providing the seed. The oxygen or the gas is what actually builds you, and the dust particles that your mother breathes in begins to form you. Boom, and then you come here. It ain't as simple as, oh, you just come out of your mother's womb, the Stargate. It ain't simple as that. It's a magical thing that take place. It's a scientific high level thing that take place dealing with the gas. And like I say, you ain't got to take my word for it that we gas. Go jump in, tie your hands behind your back and tie your legs together. We don't recommend this for people that got intelligence. But if you don't believe that we the gas, Go jump in the pool and stay under there for about 20 minutes. I bet your ass be coming up for some gas. Or ass get cut off. Just carbon. Yeah, carbon. Carbon is one of the main. See, they told you protein is the main building block. That's bullshit. It's carbon. Carbon is the main building block for the future. Wait, what up, Sunrise? Yeah, so man, where my pseudo guy go? I like talking to pseudo guys. Cause pseudo guys make me go in deeper. So you going on different tech and tune in up shadow. Yeah, hey, look, man, we trying to crack heads late at night. Now, if you're tuning in, now this is the galactical meeting. The thing that we're going into now is there got to be a certain amount of y'all that's got to get to a certain level, or else the planet is gonna get reset again. So we need a certain amount of levels of intelligence. We don't need niggas to come and just hollering pseudo, and then they don't go into explaining why they say the shit pseudo. They say, "Oh yeah, well, the Earth is flat, and if you don't believe it, you a pseudo nigga." So I say, "Oh yeah, well, I don't believe the Earth is flat." Well, yeah, you pseudo. Why you don't believe the word is flat? Because of NASA? You believe what NASA said? Man, we ain't got. Where you think NASA got that shit from? NASA got their shit from our ancestors. They still was talking about the world was flat for a long time. We had already knew the world was round. See, I'm gonna tell you how they got us, man. They want to make us think that we dumb. They smarter than us. They want to make all these scientists and all these guys they got that's putting all this shit, loading shit up. They want to make you think that they were smarter than us, and that we were slaves, and we were the niggas that walk around with spears and chasing monkeys and shit. And on the African side, they want to make you think we had spears and dashikis and shit, and we was chasing monkeys and gorillas. And then over here, they want to make you think that we was living in teepees and shit when they got over here. See, that's what they get you at right there. They don't want to tell you that we had a high level of I got you, Commando. They don't want to tell you that we was type 2 civilization before they took us down. We was already having helicopters and yachts and submarines. And we was already going to the moon and to Mars. How you think pyramids get on Mars? If there's no people outside of this dome, how did pyramids get on Mars? Unless you niggas drove there and put them there. Now explain that to me. How did a face get on Mars? How did they get a face on Mars? Unless so if ain't nobody was out there, or nobody ain't no such thing as out there, how did that face get on Mars? And don't play now, nigga. We got telescopes. The average guy got a telescope in his house right now. We ain't even talking about what Hubbard said. We ain't even talking about what Herbert said. All right, let me go back. What did Commando say? Let me get Commando a question. Shout out that boy Commando. Since we're our Father's Spirit, if we stop, okay, and man, will our soul travel back to another universe instead of getting. Yeah, it is a way out of here. It is a way to get out of here. But for the most part, you signed a contract to come here. You might not remember that part. You signed a contract to come here though, and this is part of an evolutionary stage. And those who graduate will get to leave. And you're saying, will we leave in the gas form? Man, keep in mind, gas is more intelligent than what you think. So I think when you think of gas, you just think, oh, just gas. No, think about intelligent gas. Gas that can think. Gas is what make you think. Because if I cut your air off, could you think? Man, if you ain't got no oxygen, can you think? What gas causes you to think? That's the question you need to be asking yourself. Right? Then once you figure that part out, what is gas? Really? Are you A whole bunch. All is gas a collective of beings? Or so are you just one being? So I'm gonna tell y'all where they fucked us up at. They fucked us up by making us think that we individuals. We individuals. Like you ain't you ain't your brother or your sister or your mother. Like this shit, like Tahoti told y'all, ain't one band, one sound, nigga. This is one band, one sound when y'all figured it all out. We trying to walk you there. We've been working on it for a while now. And when you say soul, what is soul in reference to spirit? We can get into that too. But we're working on this part. We're working on this part. Hey, look, yeah, I saw that movie on there. I hadn't watched it yet. I started to click on it. Now that you said something, I might go ahead and watch it. Yeah, they signed contracts to come down here to learn, to go through the emotions. Some of y'all came here like I say, you might have came here as a gas or a light being, but you might have had your light being and gas might have had another body type because your light, because you got to keep in mind animals breathe gas too. So you could have came here and took on an animal body type. They breathing the same gas and same light particles. And then what if over time, once you evoluted from an animal, and we're gonna do the tape call. That's why we're saying all this. We're gonna do a tape called "What is your zoo type?" We already got it already loaded up. Really, we just got to do it. Right? We got the thumbnail already ready. Everything ready to go. What is your zoo type? Because some of you come from the Leo star system. You know, Leos is associated with the feline race. The Capricorns associated with the goat, and the Virgo associated with goat type creatures. That's now you're getting somewhere, Commando. Don't contracts expire? That's what they call death. That's what they call death. But there's no such thing as death, really. It's either you pass or you don't. It's either you pass or you don't. Pass what? You might say. You got to get out of here on the straight and narrow, the 7, the balance, the heart chakra, which is why we in ancient Kemet weighed the heart. We didn't weigh the ass cheek. We didn't take a slice of ass and weigh it. We didn't take the nose and weigh it. We didn't take the brain and weigh it. We didn't weigh the brain. Why we weigh the heart in ancient Kemet? Then becomes the question. And what does the heart play a part with the gas? Then becomes the next question, Commando. How does the heart connect with the gas? And how does the brain then connect with the gas? And what really is mad? The feather of mad. When the heart chakra is symbolic for the heart being weighed. You know, when in this realm, when you do something bad, right? When you do something bad, your heart chakra get weighed down a little bit heavier. Don't you feel like you lighter when you get forgiveness for something you did? Or when you get past something that was like feel like it was gonna take you down and you get past it, don't you feel better? Don't you feel lighter? So gas is lighter. So what is your purpose? It's to become gas again. You forgot that you was gas. You thought you was a body. That's where you fucked up at. You thought you was individual. That's another place you messed up at. Y'all all won. We all won through the gas. If I cut all y'all gas off, y'all all go off at the same time. I got something for you, Virgos. Shout out my Virgos. Shout out my Virgos. Them Virgos, boy, I'm telling you. It's a stubborn ground sign right there. And they be sitting there watching everything. Them Virgos, they'll watch everything and call you on it. See? Hey, appreciate that, Chris. Yeah, we got my Gemini. Shout out my Geminis for this month. My caps in the building. Hey man, yeah, we're gonna probably do a tape for y'all. We're gonna do the zoo type tape for y'all, and we're gonna break all that down, the different signs and different zoo types. But we glad the pseudo guy came, because we like pseudo guys. Like Tahuti told me though, when they come telling you to prove about your extraterrestrial shit, tell them think of something that don't exist, that or never existed. We'll wait. Now you can say yabba dabba do, but that's something. Especially once we say, "Oh, what's that?" and then you say you would go to explain it. You now brought it into existence. There you go. Yeah, Simeon Toko was an extraterrestrial. See, what my definition of extraterrestrial, they think that it's somebody from coming from outer space. Yeah, that's part of it, but it's not just it. It's how you identify extraterrestrials. Is this Earth that we're walking on is terrestrial. Now, any being that's walking around that stands out and that normal amongst everybody else, that being becomes extra. Extraordinary, you can say, but he's extra. Now, you got to admit that Simeon Toko was extra. A guy that could turn himself into a pencil and they put him in a pencil sharpener. A guy that they put into a bowl, or they put into a soup bowl and boiled him. A guy that they threw off a plane with no parachute and he survived. Now that ain't extra. Houdini something. Nah, Houdini ain't never did no shit like that. Jumped out of a plane with no parachute and lived. Yeah, Simeon Toko. Yeah. I just asked about that. I mean, I just talked about Simeon Toko. Simeon Toko was extraterrestrial. My home, before I even was doing these shows live and going live, I had a homeboy that was an African homeboy from Nigeria, and he used to talk about him all the time. He said, "Man, it's this dude named Simeon Toko." He said he lived over there in the areas and some areas where Simeon Toko was living, and he said that dude they used to chop him up in the soup and shit. He was telling me all kind of crap. I thought he was crazy. And then I went and researched the shit, and those stories. A lot of people tell those same stories about him being turning himself into pencils and how they fold him up. Like, it was a whole bunch of different stories of how they tried to kill him, and he always came out on top. What you mean mixed? Like half white, half black? Because keep in mind, black and white is not even a race. So if you got one drop of blood, one drop of Negro blood, beings who still need to grow, are Nubians, then your ass is a Nubian. One drop of Nubian blood, you Nubian. Because the darker gene dominate. And if you don't think you're going off thinking you're white, because like I say, white ain't no damn, that ain't no nationality. That ain't no race, right? And don't think you're Caucasian if you ain't got blonde hair and blue eyes. If you don't got blonde hair and blue eyes, you're not a Caucasian. If you got colored eyes and colored hair, black hair, you a black eye or something else. And I can't even really say that. You a mulatto. That's what you are. You a mulatto, right? Says, yeah, my mom's white, my dad's black. Well, your ass is black. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Hey, because black and white, like I say, ain't really that ain't no race. So you a mulatto. That means you ride in the boat with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you mulatto, brother. Yeah. Don't pay that no mind. That means you got the best of both worlds, brother. That's what that means. The best of both worlds. The best of both worlds. The best shit right there. Because look, I'm gonna put out a tape called "Are We in a Race?" Because no one wins the race in racism. And keep this in mind: we need our white counterparts. I mean, who else is gonna jump out of a perfectly good plane to see that if somebody can do it? Who else is gonna go down in the deepest, darkest hole in the world just to see if somebody can do it? Besides our white counterparts. I'm telling you. Now, like I said, I still use the word white, but it's not even a it's a status. It says, what does the Bible mean when it sees I see Joshua number man days to 120 days? The human lived to be 400 years old at one point, and the Lord lifespan 2020. Yeah, so Bible break that down in one of them tapes where he say that that Jesus really lived to be Yahshua, really the real one, really lived to be 120 years old, and that's what. And then Moses, I think Moses lived 122. I want to say, uh, but during the beginning of the time when the man was living longer, they had they was eating certain foods that the Anunnaki had gave them to make them live longer. One of them foods, like I say, was called the mandrake, and they was making wine. Another thing that still exists now, but they pausing it. It's not being made the same unless you make your own. They wine prolong your life. You might not believe this. Beer. Noah lived a long time. Noah lived to be like 900 some years old, I think, and he drank beer. Go read your Bible. He got drunk when when Ham walked in on him. I'm thinking about Canaan, which is Ham's son. He's the one that received the curse. But when Ham them walked in on him, he was drunk. What was he drinking? Then becomes the question. Because the Anunnakis were making beer back then. Okay. Jesus turning water into wine couldn't have been that new thing because Noah and them was doing it. Couldn't have been no new miracle. Noah and them was turning water into wine. How the hell was he getting drunk off of? Then becomes the question. But the man's lifespan got shortened is not because of enlil, but it's because of the foods that they eat. You know, it's people right now that's living to be hundreds of years old right now, 120. It's a dude that I just seen. I started to post it. He was like 120. He was out there doing breakdancing and shit. Yeah, old man breakdancing like at 100 and something. Yeah, so it depends on how you eat and how you live. It depends on the lifespan. But we really over time genetics of messing up our DNA, we really cut our lifespan short. Okay, so let's say, okay, your grandfather had a disease, a heart disease or some kind of disease, diabetes, and then he passed that to you. That helped cut your lifespan short. Now you can alter your genetics by exercising and eating certain foods, and then by the time your kid's born, it depends on what your genetics is at that time, or your DNA, because your DNA is recording nonstop. It depends on where your DNA is at that point when you birth that kid, where that kid come out at, as far as his lifespan. So you can actually increase your kid's life. We can actually reset that gene. All we got to do is start doing living a certain type of way, and then once you have a kid, pass that down to your kid, and it's automatically gonna pass down through his genetics as far as the healthy wise. But then we do it for 4 generations of passing down that that long life gene, and still in some of y'all. You just got to be reactivated. You got a grandma and yo say, oh, my grandma lived to be 102, or my grandma lived to be 99 years old. Or, like, I got them grandmas that, especially in the women outlive men nowadays, because they got men tilling the ground. They work us 8 hours a day. That's part of the reason they, first of all, they overwork us, and then we don't sleep enough. That's another thing. These guys back then slept longer. They didn't do much as work as we doing now. We work 8 hours a day. We break our back every day, and that's helping to kill us. Then, not to mention the food, the drugs, the pollution of the air. It wasn't no pollution back then like it is now. They put all these cars and nuclear plants, and the air is polluted. The water is polluted. Back then, during those time and that daytime, the water wasn't polluted like it is now. You see, so you're dealing with a lot of factors when you're dealing around when the age factor. And then Enlil is playing a part in it, because he the one overall that started the genetical GMO foods and poison in the water, poison in the food, or the plants. He the one that was doing that. Go read the Bible. Every time the Israelites got their shit messed over, it was Enlil. Then you got your Inkies out here. They come out with machines that pull water out of Inky children, who come out in Texas, who come out with a machine that pulls water out of the air. That's Inky seed right there, all day long. All day long. Because Inky was a water guy. Because all the stuff we help them build every day. Yeah, you right about that. Great five. You right about that, man. We really in some senses helping our own demise and funding our own demise in a way, by buying certain shit, like buying certain types of food. They gonna keep making it as long as we keep buying it. If we stop buying it, they'll stop making it. Because if nobody buy it, they be like, damn, they go out of business. Yeah, that's right, man. Yeah, so it's a lot of factors that play a part in why we not. Now, if you go to the center of the earth, they living for one day 1,000 years down there, because like Billy Myers. Now, one Billy Myers is Billy Woodricks. They talk about this. You can scroll down to our tapes on the video side called the Field Trip to Shambhala, Shambhala, Antarctica. Billy Woodricks. He talk about the air is not polluted down there. It's not. It's the water. Everything is like pure. So just imagine if everything was purified and everything that wasn't poisoned, we would live longer. Man, we start. Enlil is the one that come up with the jabs and the all the injections and shit that they do to us when we born. That's to cut your lifespan down. It says so they live in it long because right. The solar plex, they chakras is balanced. They solar plex chakra, and that's their solar plex chakra dealing with the nervous system. It's dealing with the your metabolism, right, and your lymphatic system is connected to your solar plex chakra, and that can make sense of why that would play a part, because some people die of nervous breakdown, nervous breakdown or depression. A lot of the stuff that they stress makes your life shorten your life. So, and all that's dealing with the nervous system, right? And like I said, the nervous system is connected to the solar plex, so they would make sense. Man, we better get up out of here, man. We'll be back. What do?